Good morning, Chairman Cole and members of council. I have very mixed emotions here this morning. I'm very proud to be presenting the Peel Youth Charter, but also very intimidated to be following the Honourable William Davis. It was a hard act to follow before, but now that he's bringing children with him to his presentation. Can you sing, Valerie?
I'm all younger than you
I would like to introduce Judge Valerie Arnold, trustee from Calvin in the Dufferin Peel, and only the Peel District, and also a member of the Peel Youth Violence Prevention Committee. Thank you for having us here today. First, I would like to congratulate the Honourable William Davis and the Success by Six Committee for the work that they've done on creating the Children's Charter. The absolute best thing we can do as a community is provide seamless care for our children from the day they're born right through till they become responsible adults. So it's very timely that they're here with the Children's Charter and we're here with the Peel Youth Charter. The Council supported the development of this document by establishing the Peel Youth Violence Prevention Committee. I guess it was about January of '06, and in the following spring we held a youth forum as we wanted to get input from the community. We had over 140 agencies represented, as well as quite a few young people themselves came, and we had a full day. It was one of those days where you're pretty drained at the end of it, and looking at what are the issues facing youth, where do we need to go, and how can we tackle this as a community working together. The outcome of that was the Peel Youth Violence Prevention Strategy, which was published in September of last year. Very comprehensive document, a very innovative document that is probably one of the first of that comprehensive an approach anywhere in North America. I know that for a fact we recently had the World Health Organization in Brampton designating us as an international safe community. And one of the programs and one of the issues that they were very, very impressed with was the Peel Youth Violence Prevention Strategy. And seeing it as very cutting edge and a very important program for our region. Out of this strategy, we're currently, since it was published in September, we established 4 working groups that are comprised of people from all walks of life in all communities, all neighborhoods in the region of Peel. And those working groups are focusing on things, youth activities and youth support, and just as importantly, family support, community development. These are all good ideas, take money and resources to put into place, and educational policies. And they have been working for the last year and a half and will continue to work and develop approaches and programs and strategies as we go forward. The second very important outcome to come out of the youth forum and out of the strategy is the Peel Youth Charter. We've had it mounted. It's a big document. So I think some of you have seen it, and many of you have seen it, and it sets out really to accomplish 2 things. The first is that it's a statement from all of us that we value youth and the skills and the energy and everything they bring to our community. And the second part is it's a commitment from all of us to provide a safe and supportive environment for our young people and to do our utmost best to provide safety initiatives for them, to ensure they have the opportunities for education, future employment opportunities, that they have a good quality of life in our region, and that they have access to the resources and activities they need to develop into happy, healthy, responsible adults. The Charter has been signed by community leaders throughout the region. That includes the mayors, Chairman Kolb's already signed it, the police chiefs, the heads of the school boards, and community agencies. We've also very strategically left a blank line in there because as we go forward, we want every business, every community agency, every organization that can contribute to youth to sign on there and become a partner in this. And by signing it, it's not just saying, hey, this is a great thing to hang on the wall. It is a commitment to do what we can in those key areas, whether it's education, jobs, safety, any of those areas, to support our young people. So this week, our committee has been visiting community leaders, the media, going everywhere, presenting the charter. I'm proud to say also this week, the charters are going to be going up in every school in the region of Peel. They're going up in libraries, recreation centers, and wherever other public buildings where they are. And one of the things we're asking for today, Chairman Cole, is that the region endorse these the charters going up in regional buildings, police stations, and again, wherever people will see them, and wherever we have an organization that can contribute to this charter. So at this time, I'd like to ask Chairman Cole, and there are, as you mentioned, there are a number of regional councillors who sit on the Peel Violence Prevention Committee, as Councillor Gail Miles, Councillor Katie Mahoney, and Councillor Pat Sato. And sorry, Councillor Sue.
That's okay.
So if you can join us, so at the front we'll present as well. Trustee Tony De Silva from the Dufferin Peel Catholic District Board is here. Okay.
This is a clean highlight for me. Thank you,
Oh, yeah. Squeeze.
Yes.
Before you sit down, I would like to do two things. You know, we're not going to have another opportunity to do this, and I noticed that this was not signed by Premier Davis. What I'd like to do is sit on that, have him sign it, but I'd like to ask the whole council to come around and take a picture, because we're going to put this up someplace in our new building or in this building where people come in every day. And my thought is that if we're going to have somewhere from 500 people, it's amazing how many people come to this building every day. There's over 100 and stuff. And it's projected that there will be between 500 and 800 people on certain days come into the new building. And I think it would be very nice to have sort of the statue of what has happened here in Peel today and be a symbol of what we respect of our young people and what we think of our young people. So I'd like to do that in front here and ask all of you to come up and join. And I'm going to get Bill to sign this to have us on stage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Certainly a great day for the young people in our community when we come together, so many leaders from so many different agencies who are making their commitment to ensuring a good quality of life for our children. And I think that's something that we should all be proud of. Mr. Chairman, just a couple of points that I would like to make if I could. We started the process on the Youth Violence and Gang Initiative in January 2006. Less than 2 years later, we have over 100 individuals involved in working on the Youth Violence and Gang strategy. Absolutely phenomenal to see the kind of support that we are getting from all of the agencies in the community, but the community themselves as well. And that's what's going to make this program a success, is the involvement of the community. Mr. Chairman, there is one person that Regional Council kindly assigned as a support to the Youth Violence and Gang Committee. And I would love to recognize the absolutely outstanding job that's being done by Dorothy Federley from our health department. Dorothy is responsible for coordinating meetings with those 100 different individuals in different agencies on 4 different working groups. And we have just at our last 2 meetings approved the work plan for those 4 groups. And it's absolutely phenomenal, the type of action items that are coming out of this strategy. And a lot of that is as a direct result of the great coordination of Dorothy. So she certainly deserves our thanks. We will be coming back to council with a report card either at the end of the year or beginning of next year. I'm sure everyone will be pleased at the positive results that we are getting, but it seems like every month we are seeing a huge benefit to this community from the work that's being done by this strategy. So it's not just the hands-on day-to-day activities that we're seeing, but the spin-off within all of the different organizations that are working on the strategy are going back to their respective organizations, and really great things are happening. So I would also like to recognize and thank Regional Council for their vision and their insight on this. If you hadn't given us the support that we needed to move this thing forward, and also the financial resources to make it a reality, we would not be coming here today with such a good news story. So thank you to all of you, and we certainly look forward to reporting back on the progress as we move along.
Thank you. Councillor Sable, and then we come to Prairie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, as Gail said, it's, I think we're all amazed, those of us on the committee, at the success and how quickly we have been successful over the past 2 years. And she said it is due to the hard work of the staff. We have Dorothy and the other health department staff that have just been absolutely phenomenal in supporting this project. But also all of those organizations that came together in June of 2006 to the forum and who worked together to determine where we needed to go. And that's where the strategy came from. We didn't sit down in a room as a steering committee and come up with a strategy. We had a lot of community involvement, and it was the community who came forward with the strategy. And I think that's what makes it such a great success, because there's that buy-in from all of those organizations, and they are continuing to work with us. The organizations, the feedback that we get individually and collectively from the organizations is absolutely phenomenal. They see this as something that has been missing in the equation of dealing with the youth issues in the region of Peel for many years. We have some excellent, absolutely phenomenal programs and services that are out there. But by forming this network, we have just expanded the impact of every single one of those organizations. And I'm just so proud to have been part of this. And it's just an absolutely phenomenal program. And we've only just begun. I think that's, we've come a long way in 2 years, but and our successes are great. But this morning we had our meeting, and we saw the work plans for the education group and the community building group, and they have just some amazing ideas and programming that they want to go forward with that are going to help all of our neighborhoods and build our neighborhoods up within the region of Peel. So thank you to the staff, thank you to all of the organizations, and thank you members of council for endorsing the youth charter and for endorsing the resolution that's before us today that it will be hung in all buildings. And I don't think there'll be one public building in the entire region of Peel that won't have this charter in it after this week, including, Ron, you still here? We're meeting with Ron next week, so it'll be hanging in the Mississauga News office as well. And I know the Brampton Barney has endorsed it too, so we're well on our way.
Councillor Parrish?
Well, I'd like to add my accolades both to the Peel Children's Charter and to the Youth Violence Prevention. This shows you that there is a function for regional government, although some people sometimes think there shouldn't be a regional government. I endorse it wholeheartedly. It gives you time to concentrate on issues like this, see it from a regional perspective. I think it's wonderful. On a less serious note, I would like to speak my mind to former Premier. After confessing to him that I voted for him from the time I was 18 years old, he's first of all encouraged Kyle to run against me because he's encouraging him and he lives in my ward. And secondly, as the best Minister of Education the province has ever seen, he's encouraging him to skip school on a fairly lengthy basis. So on both counts, sir, I think you're being very bad.
Councillor Mahoney?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and that's a tough one to follow, Carolyn. I'm not going to chastise the former Premier, but I can't disagree with what you've said about Kyle. But just as a Vice Chair also of the Peel Youth Violence Committee and a member of the Success by Six program, I just want to say how proud I am of the leadership at all levels within both organizations. And the distance we've come. I mean, I've got to give a lot of credit to Jim Grieve at the Success by Six and Gail Miles, particularly with the Youth Violence Prevention Program. They've seen the future, so to speak, and have attempted and working towards making it a better future, not only for our children and our youth, but for the region as a whole. And all of the fine words that have been spoken before me, I endorse. A lot of committed people working together to ensure that into the future, when we're a lot older and perhaps retired, like Mr. Davis, that we can be confident that the young people of today will be leading us in the right direction many years from now. Thank you.
That concludes my list. Mr. Premier, ex-Premier, former Premier, honorable Premier, you may excuse yourself anytime you like, and you can stay.
I have no questions, I just have one reply. It's not that I'm overly sensitive, but you can talk about people with chronological maturity, but you don't say people who are a lot older than yourself. And that is, putting in a plea for those senior citizens like myself. I'm teasing you. I just hope some paper records the confession, because I regard it as a confession from somebody who purports to be a liberal part-time.
Whatever you do.
All right, on the board.
We didn't sit down in a room as a steering committee and come up with a strategy. We had a lot of community involvement, and it was the community who came forward with the strategy. And I think that's what makes it such a great success, because there's that buy-in from all of those organizations, and they are continuing to work with us. The organizations, the feedback that we get individually and collectively from the organizations is absolutely phenomenal. They see this as something that has been missing in the equation of dealing with the youth issues in the region of Peel for many years, with some excellent, absolutely phenomenal programs and services that are out there.